Today we're pulling back the curtain on the SBA loan approval process. What do lenders really want to see in your loan package? What gets you a fast yes, and what triggers a no? We're talking to Beau Eckstein, an SBA loan broker who's helped hundreds of entrepreneurs secure funding. Let's dive in. Hey, Beau.
Hey, Bill.
When someone is applying for an SBA loan to buy or start a business, what are the key components lenders look at right away?
Financial statement. Well, if you're buying a business, we want the financials. We want the tax returns of the business. That's number one. Does the business cash flow? And then for you, your Form 413, your financial statement, your resume, your tax returns for the past 3 years, current W-2. If you own any other businesses where you own 20% or more, we need the financial package on those businesses as well, along with the debt schedule. Right there, that's generally what we need to really quickly vet the deal and see if it makes sense for either an acquisition or a startup.
Great. What are the things that make lenders feel confident and push a loan forward faster?
On a business acquisition, I think it's really the strength of the business. So the business is strong. You're buying this 20-year-old construction company, and the cash flow is super strong. The debt service coverage ratio is there. It means it can cover its debt payment 2 times over. That's really step one. And we say that we're beating a dead horse, but that is true. And then for you, do you have transferable experience? Have you been in construction? Can you get a license before we close? No, I can't. All these things. So depending on the deal itself and the nuances, but really your resume, your financial statement, your tax returns, and then does the business cash flow. And take the time to put together a thought out resume. I use something called ChatGPT, and I put the prompt in. I said, what do I say? This is what I put in as my prompt. I'm applying for an SBA 7A loan. I'm buying a construction company. Here's some bullet points on my transferable experience. Please create a a resume that would sound good to a SBA underwriter. Boom. There you go. There we got a rough copy. So I'm going to give you all these shortcuts as we're talking, because a lot of people get overwhelmed. I have to write a resume. I have to do a business plan. I have to do projections. We try to make that simple.
All right, let's flip that. What are the biggest red flags that slow down or kill deals before they even get to underwriting?
You have big losses on your tax returns. There's nothing you can add back. It's not because you've done a lot of cost segregation or depreciation. You're not making any money. You don't have any outside income. And now you're trying to buy a business and you got no reserves in your bank account. And you say you're bringing an investor partner in and he's bringing the money. And we have no proof of that. Now, have I done deals similar to that and got them done? Yes, but we've also had a borrower that understood the nuances. Is like he has a good resume. He explains his financial statement is decent. Maybe he just left a job and he was going to run this full time and there's enough money in the business he's buying to pay him a salary. But generally, like if you don't have a pot to pee in and you're trying to buy a $5 million business, it's probably unlikely, even though the business cash flows. You got to put better pieces together. So what would that mean? Maybe you bring in a partner that's strong and they own a portion of the business. We'll help you, but maybe we'd be honest with you and say, hey, I don't think this is going to fly, and I don't think you can, acquire this $5 million business. But if you're creative, there's ways to do it. But you have to understand all the nuances of SBA. But a lot of people are shooting for the moon, and I think maybe just buying a smaller business to start would be a better stepping stone. So really understanding the process, and if you're a little bit weaker, bringing in people or resources to fill those gaps. I call that compensating factors. So understanding lending, compensating factors. And remember, there's some underwriter in Omaha, Nebraska that's reviewing your file that knows nothing about you. So you could be articulating this all to me and to the banker that we're working with. But at the end of the day, we really have to package it up. Any weaknesses in the deal, we have to address right away so we can have the best chances of approval.
Got it. What's the difference between going at this alone and working with someone like you when it comes to packaging and getting through underwriting?
If you're unsure of the process and you just think going to your local bank is going to be the solution, 8 out of 10 times it's probably not the best idea. Once in a while, it's not a bad idea. You find a bank that actually is competent and they're PLPs and direct lenders and understand the game. But the majority of time, You want to work with a PLP that has an appetite for the particular deal you're trying to fund. And that is what we do. We understand the banking climate. We know who to bring the deals to, who's going to get it done, and how we can push the envelope to make sure this deal gets done. So we work with the top BDOs, business development officers, that only do SBA and only usually focus on business acquisitions if that's what the deal we're going to bring them to. Or we work with banks that only focus on franchise startups. So knowing that, that's how we get to the finish line.
If you're serious about getting SBA financing, don't leave it to chance. Connect with Beau at bookwithbeau.com. He'll help you package your deal right away and match you with the right lender the first time. All right.
Thank you.
If you're looking to acquire a business, stop scrolling on Biz Buy Sell and visit franchiseresellelistings.com. We'll do a customized search. You can get on our weekly distribution where we're sending new inventory weekly to your inbox. So visit franchiseresellelistings.com and opt in today. See you there.
Hey guys, Beau Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.